Hello, I'm Chef Johnny and you're at Texas Style Cuisine. Appreciate you dropping by. Today I'm going to be making up some fresh kielbasa sausage for you. It's a very good recipe. It's one I think you'll enjoy, and it's got a lot of traditional ingredients of a kielbasa or a Polish sausage. Now I tell you what, if you like making sausage, if you like grilling up this sausage, seeing cooking on the grill, if you like barbecuing, you're at the right channel. If you like to see a little camp cooking, maybe some Dutch oven work, you're still at the right channel. So go down there and hit that subscribe button and hit the notifications. But also, if you like a little cooking by a chef in the kitchen, showing you some techniques that chefs use, you're still at the right channel. So hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for stopping by. Get ready, and we're going to show you how to make fresh kielbasa sausage. To get started on this kielbasa sausage, first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our KitchenAid mixer. If you have one of these, they are great. They have a mini attachment you can put for them. One of them is a grinding attachment. I have it sitting in an ice bath. And the reason for that is we want everything nice and cold. When you're making sausage, your fat, as soon as it warms up, your hands warm it, atmosphere warms it, they start rendering out. So we're going to take our grinder, put the attachment all the way on, tighten it up. Now, that grinder is ready to go. So all I have to do now is I've cut my meat, as you can see, into small slivers. Now, all these little small slivers and chunks will go through very fine. And this is 5 pounds of Boston butt pork. So it's a solid pork sausage. Now we're gonna get this going. I'm gonna turn on my blender. About 3 or 4 is a good speed on these. You don't wanna overload them. They are really not made for heavy grinding, but we're doing 5 pounds here, so this KitchenAid will work just fine. And remember, don't push down real hard. You're just getting the meat in there enough that the worm gear can grab it and push it through. We are finishing up the last bit of this pork, and if you'll notice, I have my bowl in a bowl, and the bowl below it has an ice bath. There's ice and water in there to keep this bowl nice and cool. Like I was telling you, we want our meat to stay cool. It had been in the freezer for a little while. If it's almost frozen, that's not a bad thing. So here's the last of our pork going through. So we're about ready to add our spices and start mixing. Now to mix this up, I'm just gonna dump this 5 pounds of pork onto a sheet pan. Like I said, I have a meat mixer that we could actually use, but I'm not gonna do that today. I'm just 5 pounds, I'll do this by hand. I'm gonna kind of flatten out my meat, and what I'm gonna do is I'll take my ingredients. I have 2 tablespoons of black pepper, and I'm gonna just kind of spread them through. And if I start off with them spread, it makes it a little easier. So there goes my 2 tablespoons of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, I have a teaspoon of coriander. Okay, all that out of there. Tablespoon of ground mustard. And our last ingredient is marjoram. And I've got about 2 tablespoons of that. I tell you what, it's 4 teaspoons of marjoram. And our last ingredient is our fresh garlic. We ran this through a garlic press, and it's 4 tablespoons of fresh garlic. Now, if you were going to make this a smoked sausage, this is when you would add your pink salt or your preserving agent, whatever it may be. So I'm going to take all my ingredients, and I'm just going to kind of start folding this over, along with my 5 pounds of pork. And then just work it in real well with your fingers. And just mix it real good. Fingers get a little tired. We've mixed literally hundreds of pounds of sausage in a day. Back when we were kids, all the men would get together and have some hogs they had killed, some deer, and we would make 600, 700, 800 pounds of of sausage. We'd have a few grinders going, a few stuffers going, and they always had us boys mix. But there we go with our kielbasa. It looks like it's mixed well. And if you will look at it, it's nice and tacky. You always want it tacky. If it's not real tacky, you can take it and add a little water to it, because you want it to have a little tacky and it will pass through your grinder a little bit better. But there we go. That looks good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little patty, take it in the kitchen and fry it up and make sure that the spices are right. If they are, we'll come back and stuff it. If not, we'll adjust it how we need to. But this recipe is pretty good. Pretty much know how it turns out, so it should be fine, but we'll test it and then we'll get back in here to get it stuffed for you. Now we're gonna load up our stuffer. And how we do that is it just tilts back. And then I can take my force meat. And this is our mixture. We call that a force meat, is the name of what you call it. And we're just gonna stuff it down in there, trying to push out all the air if we can. And this is a 5-pound stuffer, so all my meat should fit in one batch. Stuffer's ready to go. Just set it up straight and you just turn the handle down. And I kind of turn it right now just to where it hits the meat. First thing we're going to do now is we're going to slip on our hog casing onto what we call the horn of the stuffer. We're going to slide that on. And these are in a saltwater brine, so when you get them, you just rinse them off, run water on the outside and through the inside also. So we've got our casing just about on. All right, it's ready to go. Before I tie my knot, I'm going to crank it down just a little bit and kind of get meat to the end of the horn right there. I'm going to stop. So I got meat ready to go. I'm going to tie a loop in the end, and then what I do is I take that tag in and push it back through the loop. That way my knot doesn't slip out. I'm going to put that on, and I'm going to just take my little pricker and I'm going to prick the end of this so that that first air can get out. Now I'm going to start stuffing, and it's about ready to go. See that paste right there? So we're going to use my right hand to kind of regulate the pressure of how fast the gut comes off of the horn, and my left hand just to kind of support and move the sausages off. And you want to just have kind of a slow, steady pace, not too fast. If you go too fast, you'll end up busting your intestine. And also you don't want it too full, because if you get it too full, you cannot twist your sausages. Go faster. Okay. Got it? Is that it? Okay, there we go. Now, have all of our sausage through, and of course you lose a little bit what's in the tube, but you can take that in and fry it up real quick. And I'm just going to break my gut. This one's ready to go, and I'm just going to tie a loop here in the end, carefully, right there. Do it one more time. Right there. Now, our sausage is done. You can make it into whatever size links you want. I'm going to make these into about a 6-inch length. So what I'm going to do is I figure that's about 6 inches. I'm going to pinch it right there. So now all my sausages will be that length. I can fold it over, grab my next one, and I'm going to just twist it forward. Then we measure it. That one's measured. That one's measured, and this time instead of twisting forward, we twist backwards. Oh, had a little blowout. That one already had a tear in it, and it finished tearing. So we'll have that for lunch. Okay. Measure off my 6 inches again. Let's twist it forward, and we're just going to go 6 inches. Fold it. 6 inches. This one's going to be backwards. And our last one, squeeze it off at the 6-inch side, and a little Scooby snack left over at the end for later. Thanks for stopping by Texas Style Cuisine. I sure do hope you enjoyed our kielbasa sausage demonstration today. This is an excellent recipe. It tested up well, so we know it's going to taste great. Now, if you want to do a smoked sausage, when you add your spices, that's when you add your curing agents. And just add those in according to the manufacturer's recommendations on how much to use on those. But this is a great recipe. If you like Polish sausage, kielbasa specifically, this is a good recipe. I want to thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that very much. Remember to give me the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Tell your friends about us. Share us on your social media. Subscribe our channel. Hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so you'll know every time we put up a new video. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. And we're going to see you down the road on Texas Style Cuisine.
Sitting by the wagon when the sun come up this morning, bacon, eggs, and coffee, biscuits, and beans. Cookie strikes the bell and he rings the world a warning. How them boys put food away beats all I've ever seen.